these fireworks. But and this is why I made it so important that a fire engine must be positioned here to safeguard. With all that, the frustration was no entrance, no access. We understand the fire was caused by sparks from the fireworks. You know, like I used to be saying on the telly and on the print media, that some of these fireworks are so flammable to an extent where one must be very careful in the way you discharge it. You must take in consideration of the wind direction and the building materials surrounding you and the landing site. So these three aspects involving must have caused this fire.
The flames raged for hours, but the good news is that no casualties or injuries have been reported. Hotel manager Mark, who described the situation as a disaster, explains.
Some firework got into the roof, the thatch roof, and it caught fire. And the wind was not in our favor. And the wind made the fire go very quickly, but luckily so far, to my knowledge, nobody got hurt. Everybody was moved out, and with the support of our staff, support of the fire brigades and other people around, we managed to avoid bigger damage to the hotel than what we have seen now.
A concerned Fatumas Job Njai, Minister of Tourism and Culture, was among those who rushed to the Combo Beach Hotel. On a day many were whining and dining.
We were in the neighborhood having dinner and trying to bid goodbye to 2011, and we were called and we came. But the fire service, they're here, they've done very well under the circumstances, but we are assured that the guests are safe. And as you can see, they're trying to prepare to serve breakfast in other locations within the hotel. The hotel is fully booked right now. And in fact, right now we had arrival from Thomas Cook, but we're trying to make sure we motivate the staff to stay on. And then we're going to see as an industry what we can do to mitigate such a disaster. Because perhaps if we had certain pipes in the pool or certain facilities in the pool, we could have used the pool water to stop the fire before the fire brigade got here.
As staff and firefighters gently succeeded in putting out the blaze, thanks to the swimming pool nearby the burning structure, they wasted no time to attend to the needs of their guests by working in earnest to prepare breakfast. But as the floodgates of festivities once again opened themselves to the public, caution and responsibility must remain the buzzwords to avoid hard-earned achievements turning themselves into tatters. Famara Fofana, GRTS.
Well, in different parts of the Greater Banjul area, the situation was quite different. Joyous crowds gathered at popular spots to watch fireworks displays that usually usher in the new year. But elsewhere, nurses were nervously watching the clock as they raced to deliver the first baby in the new year was gathering pace. GRTS's Aji Amisise has more on that, as well as the atmosphere at Westfield Junction and Cape Point.
The first baby of each year is generally characterized with great excitement and expectation by both those who manned various contending hospitals and the general public. The 2012 case was another glamoring one for the country's key referral hospital, as this is the third time in a row RVTH claims the birth of the first baby of the year. It was a baby boy, bouncing and kicking, born to one Marcel Sanka of Manjaikunda at just a minute after midnight. The maternity ward was filled with euphoria in celebration of the first baby of the year. A visit to the office of the Deputy Chief Matron of the RVTH revealed other thrilling results of the competitive race. Sokoto Health Center emerged the winner of the first baby boy of the year, born to one Awajaju of Wooling Kama at 12:07, while Farafeni Health Center emerged with the first baby girl of the year. The competition, though stiff and sometimes even anxious, has at its head tough rules to determine winners of the nationwide contest.
It would only be any time after midnight. I have received calls from oral health facilities who are part of this competition, I would call it, giving me time at 12 midnight. But we are saying 12 midnight is the borderline. It is not 2012 yet. but we are saying any minute after 12 or any second after 12 midnight.
Elsewhere in the country, on New Year's Eve, the lights of the fireworks mark the climax of festivities as it portrays a joyous transition from one year to another. As it is tradition in renowned spots around the country, events and celebrations are flooded with waves of jubilant people casting eager eyes in the brightly lit skies. A similar scene took place at Westfield, where euphoric mood swept through the crowds, leaving people with a heart full of wishes. Proverbial sentiments were re-echoed by the people, as wishes for the new year included continued peace in the country, good health and long life for the citizenry. We stumbled upon a gentleman who just concluded his evening mass, and this was what he had to say.
Talking about the peace we enjoy in this nation of the Gambia, I thank Mr. President with all my heart. I'm grateful for the stability, and 2012 I know for sure is going to be a year that we'll shout about as well.
As Gambians celebrate with joy, hopes are that the common principles that tie us together as a people will be strengthened in the coming year and beyond. For GRTS News, I am Ajami Sise.
Anti-narcotics operatives recently nabbed 3 people suspected of involvement in the trafficking of the highly consumed illicit drug, cannabis sativa. The suspects are currently in custody awaiting trial. Samuel Barr reports.
The phenomenal hot pursuit of dealers in illegal substances in the Gambia is keeping them on their toes by devising means of beating the security raiders as well. Abiodu Thomas, Yaya Koli and Nano Kamara were recently nabbed by anti-narcotic operatives for allegedly possessing cannabis sativa. Renowned for his notoriety in marijuana trade with his supply bases in the Fonyi, Abiodu Thomas met his fate after a tip-off whilst transacting the acquisition of the illegal merchandise in Jalokoro bound for Lamen.
The information received was that the suspect, that is Abiodu Thomas, has traveled to Jalokoto village to collect his consignment of cannabis sativa. Upon acting on this information, the team was immediately dispatched to the said village, and the sources reveals that he was harboring in the residence of one Nano Kamara, a lady at Jalokoto village. On arrival, the team, however, met the said lady, Nano Kamara, in her residence and introduced themselves to her, that they are drug officers, and they came in pursuit of Abiodu Thomas. However, Nano Kamara told them that Mr. Thomas stepped out to the nearby shop. They requested to conduct a search, and she complied. As soon as they begin the search, the lady confessed to them that Abiodu Thomas and one Siseba, who was also found in the compound, did brought cannabis sativa for her to kept it for them. Siseba was immediately arrested, and Abiodu led the officers to the discovery of this cannabis.
In a separate but similar development, Yaya Koli was also arrested with 2 bundles of suspected cannabis carefully packed in 2 basins. Yaya is said to have boarded the ferry at the Banjul terminal, and after a scuffle with a lady over a lost phone, a search was conducted.
They boarded the same ferry at the ferry terminal to Bara, and whilst in the ferry, the lady realized that her mobile phone was missing. The lady, however, alleged the accused, Yaya Koli, to have stolen her mobile phone. A police officer was in the ferry with them. He was in plain clothes. He, however, identified himself to the accused and requested to conduct a search on him. He, however, conducted a physical search, and the mobile was nowhere to be found. The officer, however, decided to extend his search to 2 basins which were in possession of the accused person. And surprisingly, the basin that were believed to be containing food were found to be carrying suspected cannabis.
Alarmed by the sophisticated nature of techniques employed by drug peddlers, more vigilance on the side of